Good morning. I hope that you all are well. I'm going to turn this down really quick. So, as always, please let me know if you can't hear me or if I go out and you're like, look, we can't see you, we can't hear you, whatever it is, let me know so I can fix everything on my end. But I hope you guys are doing well. And I never said this, but excuse the stuff in the background over here. We are getting our basement done and it's it's a thing. So don't mind that. It's gonna be here for a little while. As you've seen, it's been here for like the past 3 weeks. So we're working. We're working on it. It's slowly coming together. So please don't mind that. But I do want to say this. So we have been meeting every Wednesday and it has been amazing. Um, but next week, I will be out of town. We have not taken a vacation, as I'm sure everybody else is in the same boat. All last year, we did not take a vacation. And so this year, we are doing just a little something with our family, just going to the beach, enjoying ourselves, and we're taking off. So I will not be here next Wednesday morning, but we will be back in action September 1st. Okay. Like, not missing anything. So I'll be back. And then also, y'all, my camera is up past my computer. So if I'm like looking down, I'm looking at the computer and trying to manage this stuff, like taking things down, putting stuff up, and you know, so whatever. But anyway, welcome, welcome. Thank you. I will travel safe. We will be safe. Thank you. So, good morning. I hope you guys are having a great morning, great start to the morning. You're going to have an even better start to the morning after this. But I'm glad you guys are joining me. And today we're going to be talking about having joy in the midst. So I know that you guys have heard that because I heard it over and over and over and over and over again. Having joy in the midst of your storm, joy in the midst of your troubles, joy in the midst of your situation, whatever it may be. I would hear that all the time. And what I did not understand was what joy really was. So for me, it was synonymous with happiness. So I would think when people are saying that, I'm supposed to be walking around with a smile on my face and, I'm just as happy as can be and I'm laughing. And I could not understand how in the world when things are going wrong or wrong in my eyes, where things are not matching up to what I would have wanted. When I lose my job, or the loss of a loved one, or I'm in the hospital and I'm sick, how am I supposed to be joyful? How am I supposed to be happy? I that didn't really resonate with me too well, because what it seemed like is that people were asking me to put on a front and to sit here and say, yeah, I am so happy about this. That's, yes, this is happening. You may see it's bad, but I don't, it's all good. I'm happy. And I just couldn't for the life of me understand. I couldn't understand that. I was like, this isn't working. I'm not about to sit here and fake the phone and act like none of this is bothering me, because it is. And, for me, I felt it was okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to express your feelings. So why in the world are we keeping those concealed and acting like everything's okay? So I didn't really understand that. But what I didn't realize was that joy was more than that, right? So having joy didn't mean that I was going to necessarily have an absence of struggles, have an absence of trials, of obstacles, pain, or even hard times. That's not what joy was. So joy actually, what I learned was joy came from my belief in a guaranteed outcome. So what I mean by that, and I'm going to put this up here, is let me go to the comments. Yes. Okay, so Romans 8:28, right? So it says, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Right. So everything has a reason and everything has a season. That's what we're going. That's the thing that we're going to keep. We're going to keep that. Everything has a reason, everything has a season. So everything is working out for your good. We know that. We are told that. And so that means that God can arrange everything, even the bad. Everything covers everything in a manner that's going to benefit you. So where happiness is externally motivated, it's usually, that's usually what it is. You're happy because, your kids are showing you love. You're happy because you're looking at a sunset. You're happy because you're spending time on the beach and you're being able to relax. You're happy because you're watching your favorite TV show. Whatever it is, we use that as, we use that word in conjunction with being externally motivated. But joy is internal. Those two aren't the same. So I want you guys to know that that's how you're able to be grounded in the fact that I know this guaranteed outcome. I may not know how it's going to happen. I may not know when it's going to happen, but I know that everything is working out for my good. So that leads me to know that I have a guaranteed outcome. So joy is more than a feeling. It's more than happiness. It's a deep internal belief in knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what you're going through, no matter your circumstance, no matter what trials, no matter what obstacles, everything will be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And so, no, I don't have to walk around like I'm happy. I can experience joy and still be sad. I can have sadness. I can express my feelings. I can, if I lose a lost one, yes, of course, anybody's going to be sad. But it's the ability to be able to go deep and say, you know what? Everything's working out for my good. This is a season. I lost my job. This is a season. And I know that everything has a reason and everything has a season. So that's okay. It's okay to express your feelings. So let me go back to the comments. Yes, joy in the midst. It is internal, not situational. So that and that's what, like, that was the thing that glued the pieces together, because I really was just not understanding that. But knowing that it's internal. It's not where I'm not worried about what's going on around me. I can still have joy. I can still have peace in the middle of a storm. That's how it works. So Second Corinthians, I'm going to put that. 2 Corinthians 4:17. For this light momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond comparison. Y'all, this verse is heavy, right? Because Paul, he's writing this verse, and he's talking about his troubles. And one of his troubles was that he was in prison, right? And that didn't quite match up to what he thought was going to happen. And so he refers to his troubles as light momentary affliction. So I don't know how many people would equate, being in prison or equating their situation, be it, like Paul, to where that's just, it's momentary. It's light, yes, it's painful, but it's light. Being in prison, I don't know, that would probably take a little bit more, but he did. That's what he did. He equated his situation to that because he had joy in the midst, because he knew and had a firm belief in that guaranteed outcome. He knew that no matter what it looks like, it looks terrible. It feels terrible. I don't like it. I don't want to be here. But I know that everything has a reason. And this is only a season. It is here for the moment, and it will be gone. It's going to be gone. So he goes on to say, so 4:18, he goes on to say, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal. So let's jump into, first of all, the definition of transient, right? So we've got lasting only for a short time, impermanent. So he's saying, look, don't focus on your current situation. Don't focus on the things that are going wrong or you think that are going wrong. Don't focus on the pain that you're feeling in that moment. Focus beyond that. Focus on the vision that God has given you. Focus on the legacy that you want to leave. Focus on how you want to show up in the world and how you want to be remembered. Those are the things that are unseen. Focus on, giving God the glory, right? In everything that you're doing. And he's called you for a specific purpose. And if you're walking out that purpose and walking in your calling, focus on that. Focus on the fact that you're here for a reason. Focus on all these things that aren't here today and gone tomorrow. Your situation, no matter what you are facing, no matter what is going on, no matter how painful it is, no matter if the walls feel like they're closing in on you, it's only going to be here for but so long. It cannot last forever. You know that saying? Trouble don't last always. It doesn't. Just as we get day and night, rain and sun, your situation is the same. So, and that really can be taken for good or bad, right? So we can be in a great situation where everything is popping. Our business is growing and we're glowing and we're making money and we're getting clients and we're doing this and we're doing that. People are telling us how great we are and this, that, and the other. And yeah. So just as our bad situations can go away, so can the good ones. So we don't hang too tight on anything. It's not where we're sitting here and we're getting glory from other people and we're just like, man, we're just high and mighty. We're doing good, and that's affirming us. And that is where we are getting our strength from what other people are saying and what things around us are happening in the external. That's not where we're getting our validation. We're getting our validation from God, and we're validating our own selves internally. So you take joy in that too. So joy is internal, and that's also where we're going to get that affirmation. So we're not looking on the external. When things are good, we're not that tied to it because we know that just as good as it is today, it can be bad tomorrow. But either way, in the good or the bad, I'm still good. Y'all got me? So that's what we want to build up to if you're not already there. Trust me, I'm not already there. So that's where I am building myself up to, where no matter the feedback that I get, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether people like me, whether people don't like me, whether, whatever may be happening on the outside is not affect how I move, does not affect how I feel about myself, does not affect me walking in my calling or me backing down or shying away from it, does not affect me walking in courage versus me walking in fear. Nothing surrounding me, nothing externally is going to impact how I feel internally. That's where we're going. So I'm going to go to the comments here. So joy in the midst, we did that one. No matter, hallelujah. Yes. So no matter what is going on, no matter what you're facing, we are good. We're good. So joy is not only a mindset, it is also a soul set. I like that. I like that. So that's deeply, deeply rooted. We're talking about deeply rooted in our soul of where we're just unmovable, right? We're immovable. It doesn't matter what is going on. It doesn't matter what you hit me with. I'm good. I'm staying firm. So we're also going to talk about that. About, where are you rooted, and making sure that we're rooted in the right things. And so then we can become that immovable presence of where it doesn't matter what is going on. We're rooted in where we're supposed to be. And you can't move us at all. Like at all. So this joy that I have, the world didn't give it. Yes, give it to me. And the world can't take it away. That's how we're going to be. And that's how we are. That's how we are. I'm speaking it. I don't care if you're working on it like me, but that's how we are. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Cast your cares. So that's what we're doing. And that's how we move, y'all. That's how we move with courage. That's how we move. We're casting whatever is going on. And that's why I said it's okay. Don't shy away from your feelings. Don't shy away. Just like what I was doing is that, oh, I'm not supposed to be angry right now. I'm gonna tell myself I gotta be happy. I'm not supposed to be sad right now. I'm supposed to be happy. Don't do that. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. Allow yourself to express whatever it is that you have to express. Get it off your chest. However, if you need to talk to somebody, if you need to do this or whatever it is, but do the things that you need to do. But no, and this should be the first thing that you do is we're expressing those feelings to God. Like, Lord, I'm hurting right now. I am hurting. I need you. I need you to take this off my shoulders because this is a little bit too heavy for me. And I trust you with it. So that's what we're doing, and getting to the point where that is our reaction, to where we don't even have to think about it. When we're facing something, boom, we're automatically taking it to him. When we're in a good place, right? And everything is going well, we're automatically thanking him. So either way, good or bad, we're having constant communication. We're in this thing together. I am grateful, and I'm grateful either way. And that's the thing that we're ending on our bad situations, when things don't look too well. Yes, Lord, I'm hurting right now. This is painful. I don't like it. And I do want you to take this off my shoulders, but I'm still grateful because I know that you're in the background. I know that you're working in the midst of this, in the midst of this storm. And I know that everything is working out for my good. So I thank you for that. That's when that is powerful. That is powerful. So Paul, in those verses that we covered, he's saying let me take this off real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay. So he's encouraging us to look to not to what is seen. So not to our current circumstance, not to our present reality, but looking to what is unseen. The reality that we want, the reality that we've been promised, the reality that we see when we close our eyes, the reality that matches our vision. So we don't focus on right now because it's temporary, it's transient. Like I said, it's here today and gone tomorrow. So what we're focusing on are the things that are coming, are the things that we want to leave, is the impact that we want to leave on the world. That's what we're focusing on. So, and I also want to highlight, right? I'm just checking the time. I want to highlight the key word is you, right? So of what we're focusing on, what God promised you. We're focusing on the vision that God gave you. We are focusing on your gifts. We're focusing on, what God has given you. You, not somebody else. So we can't look. Joy doesn't come from looking to the left or to the right and focusing on somebody else and how their gifts are and how they're using their gifts and how they're walking, or may be walking in their calling, and how things are working out for them, and how they don't seem like they're, facing any struggles. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. It doesn't come from that. So as we've already discussed, it doesn't come from anything external. That is external. What somebody else is doing or not doing should not affect the way that you move. So joy doesn't come from looking at somebody else, and it does not come from judging yourself either. I want to highlight that one too. It does not come from judging yourself. So as I said, the feelings, the emotions, let yourself have those. Let yourself express those things. Don't sit there, in the internal of just like, why are you even feeling that? I don't even know, oh my goodness, I'm messing up again. I'm doing that. Give yourself some grace. We are human, first of all, and we do feel. Things happen. It's okay. Joy isn't going to be coming from you judging how you're feeling or how you're reacting in certain situations. That's not where it comes from. So I want us to focus on us, give ourselves grace in the midst of this storm, but know and trust that everything is working out for your good. So let me go back. Focus on truth, which is eternal. Yes. So, and trust that. Trust in it. Trust in the promises that God has given you. And that's laced in the Bible. Trust in those things. Believe in those things. And understand and know and have that firm belief that everything is working out for my good. It's good. It's good. So reality is transient. Yes. Every day, right? I like that. All right. So we are going to go to Jeremiah 29, 11, 14. So let me do this. I couldn't write it all down. They wouldn't let me. I had a word limit. So, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will restore your fortunes and gather you from all the nations and all the places where I have driven you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I sent you into exile. Okay, so we're gonna break this down. We're gonna break it down. Gonna break it down. All right. So one, for I know the plans that I have for you. God knows what you don't know. He sees what you can't see. When you're seeing your present reality and you're feeling all the things that are going on and you're, wishing that you could be out of it, what you don't see is God working in the background and how he's arranging things for your benefit and for your growth and for your good. We don't see those things, but we don't see that in the physical, but we can see that internally. We can believe that. We can know that because here it is. He has plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. These are all good things. He's saying, I have these things that I'm working out for you. These are the things that I want for you. I want the best for you. So yes, right now it may be a little, but hold on. Hold on just a little while longer because I'm going to bring you out of it. I'm going to bring you out of it. And when he brings you out of it, though, that's what look at this. I will restore your fortunes and gather you. So where you are and the things that you feel that you've lost, you're going to be restored. And I can speak on that from a real standpoint. Here it is. I mean, as some of you guys know, I quit my job 4 years ago. And during the first year that actually it was, let's not even say it like it was a long time from the time that I quit my job. So I want to say as soon as I quit my job, actually as soon as I was planning to put my resignation in, our tenant stopped paying rent, right? She stopped paying rent. So I had already committed to leaving. And then boom, she stops paying. And so at that time, I was dealing with money related issues. And that was a big thing for me, having money, having comfort. I found comfort in money, and that was what made me feel good. When I had money, I was good. When I didn't have money, I wasn't good. It varied depending on what was in my bank account. So I'm quitting my job, and then boom, as soon as I make that commitment, here she goes. She just stops paying. And I'm like, wait. So we're supposed to be paying 2 mortgages? How are we going to do this? I don't have a job. How is this going to work? We did not have a tenant that was paying for 5 months, 5 whole months. The process was like so long and it was just terrible. But 5 months. Do you know how much pain that was? I know you guys know. I know you know. And to just see that, especially with something that I'm dealing with and I'm not strong in at this moment, to see the bank account just be, just be sucked. Yeah, I'm just seeing the money just going down. And I'm like, okay, this is making me totally uncomfortable. This is the worst. Like, can I go back to my job? Can I get a side job? Can I do something, Lord? Like, when is the money gonna come in? But that is what happened, and we lost. Honestly, we lost a lot throughout that whole process. It's been 4 years that I left. I mean, since I left my job, but for 3 of those years, it wasn't too great. The money was funny, right? So what I remember is draining our kids' accounts. What I remember is, our savings account going from here to there, quick, fast, and in a hurry. I remember not knowing how we're going to pay our mortgage. I remember being very uncomfortable, in pain. However, I will tell you, we never missed a mortgage payment. we never went without a meal. In fact, we ate good, honey. We ate good. We were still able to go on vacations. But what I saw was that he would give just enough. It would be like just enough, a little bit over. And then it would, we would be like, oh, we can pay the mortgage, we pay the mortgage. And then you would have a little bit left over. It was never to the point where I could really fully feel comfortable in the money that we had, because it was just like, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to really do anything. Like, oh my goodness, if something happens, like, oh, that money would be drained like that. And things did happen. Cars went out. We had issues with the house. We had, like, it was all types of stuff that was happening. And I saw the money just doing this. And though it was painful in that moment, and in that moment, I'm saying it's a moment, but that was 3 years. That was a pretty long moment. But in those moments, it was painful. I didn't like it. I wanted to leave. I wanted this to be taken from me. I'm like, Lord, okay, I done had enough of this. Can we just move past, please? Let's get, I got it. Whatever you want me to get, I got it. I really didn't get it at that moment. But I wanted him to know that I think I got it. So can you take it away? He didn't take it away. But now, since I'm out of that, when I was getting out of that season and I'm out of it now, I realized why that was happening. Like I said, I had an issue. I had something that I was finding comfort in, something that is gone today. I mean, here today and gone tomorrow. I was finding comfort in the things that were transient. I was finding comfort in the things that were seen, not the things that were unseen. I was finding comfort in the wrong things. But even in that, so one, I learned a lesson, a huge lesson, right? And then two, not only that, is that for 3 years, I told you, money was funny. Money was all over the place, just like, I didn't really get it. I couldn't grasp it, because as soon as I reach out for it, it'll be gone. Something happened, it's gone. But for 3 years. So then we have this 1 year, which includes this year, right? Where things got comfortable. And so everything that was taken, just like I said, we had to drain our kids' accounts. Guess what? In a matter of months, those things were built back up. In a matter of months, our savings account was built back up. And this was all during the pandemic. So in the beginning of that, I remember writing in my journal. I remember writing in the beginning of 2020, like, Lord, ooh, we got mortgage coming up, and we got $200 in our account. What we gonna do? What's happening? Like, I don't know, because my bank account, what my bank account is saying, isn't matching like how I want to feel. So I ended up getting tired of it. I ended up saying, okay, I can't be blown with the wind, right? This has been going on for too long. So yes, we got $200 in our bank account. It is what it is. But you know what? By the end of this year, we're going to have 20. By the end of this year, we're going to restore our kids' accounts. By the end of this year, not only are we going to have a savings account, that's built back up, having more than what we had before. Not only are we going to restore our kids' accounts, but we are also going to have investment accounts for them and for us. You know what? And this is what's going to happen. So I started writing all that stuff down, right? And I want you to know, by the end of that year, everything happened. And it just kept getting better. So God, what he is saying here, what you feel like is being taken away from you, and you may be in a place or a situation where it doesn't feel good. The walls are closing in on you. The physical is just not where you want to be right now. It's happening for a reason. And everything that's been taken will be restored. You can count on that. You can hang your hat on that. Know that, and have it so deeply ingrained that it does not move. And I'm going to tell you this, even when you get to that point and that season goes away, right? That season is done. And you're like, ooh, I got out of this. This was, it was terrible in that moment. I did not like it. Finally, it's gone. Sometimes those things come back around. And I'm going to tell you this, in my experience, we already talked about when I quit my job and the 4 years, in that journey, a quick synopsis of that journey. So here we are. I told you we just had a year of comfort, a year of restoration, a year of like, wow, yes, I like the way the bank account looks. I like the way that we're able to do what we want. I like the way that if something happened, it happens because things have happened and we need the money, we have it. I like that feeling. So I started to kind of go back. I was regressing and back to where I'm like, oh, I'm feeling comfortable. I like this. I can stay here. And sure enough, as that happened, then my husband told me, and you guys, some of you guys know that, my husband told me that he was quitting his job. And so the way that when he told me and the things that stirred up in me and the immediate thoughts that came to my head showed me that I had regressed. Not to the point that I was before. It wasn't as bad, but I have started to find comfort in money again. And God's knocking at my door like, hey, come on. We don't work through this. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And that is where we are. So we are on one salary again. And I'm telling y'all, look at this though. As soon as my husband put in his resignation, I don't even know if it was a week later, we didn't have any tenants. The same exact thing is happening again. And if that did not, at first, it brought back a little bit of PTSD. I was like, Lord, we done been here. Huh. Whoo. So you mean to tell me we carrying 2 mortgages again on one salary? Is the bank account gonna be coming down? But though that happened, but what I was able to do is switch it. And it happened just like that. So those feelings started to become, started to arouse, and I felt it. I noticed it. I was aware of them, and I was able to shut them down. So this is why these things happen. It is for your growth. It is for your betterment. It's for you to be the person that you need to be to take full advantage of everything that God has for you. These things are happening. And though we sometimes can't see it in the moment of where, ooh, this hurts, that's what I'm kind of focused on. But as we go through this and as we grow through this, it'll soon become to the point where we're going through things and we're like, oh, I notice you. I notice you. You are growth in disguise. I notice you. I know what this feels like. I feel pain. I feel uncomfortable, but it's okay. I know that because I can look back at my experience and I can look back at the things that God has done for me, and I can bring that forward to now. I know the growth that I experienced, and I'm going to take full advantage of that. And I'm going to remind myself in this moment, right here, right now, while I'm going through this trial, while I'm going through this struggle, while I'm going through this obstacle, I'm going to remind myself that this is a growth period and I'm going to accept it. I may not like it, and it's okay that I don't like it. It's okay that I'm sad in this moment. It's okay that I'm hurt in this moment. It's okay that I feel pain in this moment. But that is not going to deter or dictate the way that I move in this moment. That's the difference. So the next time that something comes up against you, I want you guys to choose joy, right? Not because what is happening and it's like, oh, we're just, seeing nice flowery things, even though we're going through a lot. It's because you know what's happening in the spiritual. You know what that guaranteed outcome is. And that's where I'm hanging my hat. And that's where I'm finding my joy, is because I know that everything is working out for my good. And that's just where it is. So I want to leave with this reminder, right? Don't put God in a box. So you may not know, and I always say this, and I'm going to continue to say this. You may not know the how, you may not know the when, but you can have joy in the fact that even if your finances are funny, even if you've lost your job, even if you think that you lack the qualifications, even if you think that you lack the knowledge, even if you think that you lack the resources, the connections, it doesn't matter. None of those things matter at all. No matter what it is that you're currently facing, it doesn't matter. We're not going to limit God to our current situation. We're not going to limit what he can do based on what we're seeing, based on how we're feeling, based on what it looks like, based on how we're connecting the dots. We're not going to allow those things to steal our joy, because we're going to have joy in the midst. And we know that God is bigger than that. God's bigger than my current situation. And I know if I have a bigger God that's bigger than this current feeling, this current thing that I'm going through, then I can only imagine what he's doing in the background. I can only imagine what he's setting me up for. I can only imagine the good that he's got for me. That's what we're focused on. So none of the things that are happening in the physical should be stealing our joy. We're not going to allow that to happen. So I'm going to leave you with this. So God opens doors that no man can shut. And just like I said, you may not know the how, you may not know the when, so you don't know what the future holds. But the thing is that you know who holds the future. And you know that he's great. And you know that he is capable of knocking your socks off. And you know that he's promised you an abundant life. He's promised you good. So we're having joy in that. We're having joy in the fact that no, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. But I know that God, who is in control of it all, said that he's working things out for my good. And that's all. That's it. So I haven't even gone to the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. So I gotta go up a lot. Sorry. Okay. God's plans, man's plans. God's plans is better and always wins. Always. Always. You are on a winning team. That's something that you can hang your hat on to. It's just like, look, okay, I'm telling you, right? We got Michael Jordan, we got LeBron. They have all lost. They've all experienced losses. But they've experienced all those wins. And I know the people that are on their team was like, look, I got LeBron. I know people that were on the team with Mike. I got Michael on my team. We good. We good. We may be losing, we may be losing, or we may have lost, but that's all right. Because we coming back though. So we always win. We always win. We are on a winning team. We got a winning God. And that's just it. That's the end of the story. God always represents the good. And he's promised that. I'm working out everything for your good. That's it. Everything that I think that I lost will be restored. It's in there. It's in there. Everything in there. We already read it. We covered it. It's a promise. There you go. That's it. So our money stories, yeah, money. Yes. Thank God for healing. And I thank God for healing and growth, and the fact that to be able to recognize that, right, y'all? And I know that you guys can do that in certain situations. You feel yourself. You know your triggers. And I'm able to identify those things now because of the fire that I was in and that I've been in. Because of that fire, now I know, when it's getting hot, I know, stay away from there. Nope. I'm not going back there. Nope. So when those triggers happen and I feel myself getting to that point, then I'm like, oh, we made a wrong turn. That's just like we talked about last time, of just allowing your emotions to guide you, allowing your feelings to guide you. When you're in touch with yourself and you spend time with yourself and you're understanding the things that you do, the things, if it's anger is an issue. What are those triggers that before you get to that point, before you reach 100, before you even start climbing up that ladder, what does it do? Do you start getting hot? Do your hands start, getting tingly? What are those things that you can point out? It's just like, oh, I'm getting there. I need to, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. And how can you bring yourself down? What are the things that you can tell yourself? And that's what I want you guys to leave with, right? I want you guys to think about this. And I'm gonna put this up there. Y'all got some homework, right? So I want you guys to think about what are some of the triggers that you can identify to alert you when you're on the verge of your joy being taken. So we've all been there, right? We've all been there where, we're feeling joyous, where everything's good, and until it's not. And then until something happens, your car breaks down on the side of the road. You go to the doctor, and you get news that you weren't planning for, or you get a boss and the person doesn't like you. We've all been there. So what can we identify? What can we take from the things that we've already learned about ourselves, the things that we've already been through? What can we take from that and bring into our current situation? Bring into those situations that aren't really, where we want to be, if we had the choice. To those situations that are painful, how can we identify when we're on the verge of losing that joy, of, oh, this would have been a situation where my joy was taken, but because of what I know, and because of how I'm rooted, and because of the things that have happened to me before, and the things that I've learned and that I've grown through, I'm going to take that and I'm able to get out of this. I'm able to work myself out of this. So how can you guys do that? So I want you guys to think about that. I want you to, to prepare some type of saying. What can you tell yourself? Is it everything is working out for my good? Okay. Is it everything has a reason, and everything has a season? What is the thing that you can tell yourself to snap out of it? When I feel myself going down that, down that rabbit hole, how can I bring myself out of it? So I want you guys to think about that. But just as a reminder, like in closing, just as a reminder. So I know some of you guys joined after, but next Wednesday, I will not be here. My family and I will be on vacation, and we need it. So we will be on vacation, so I will not be here next Wednesday. But please believe we will be back September 1st on Wednesday at 6 a.m. Nothing is changing at all. We will be back here, and it's going to be fire. So come ready, come prepared. And while I'm gone, I want you guys to think about this. Like, think about the things that we talked about. Think about how you can apply it to your own life and how you can use these things to make you even better than what you are. Because I know y'all are great already, but how can we be even greater? There's always something more to learn. There's always something more to apply. There's always more growth. That's life. And that's the thing that I love about it. All right. So I want you guys to have a beautiful day, like an absolutely amazing, awesome day. And like rock it out. Like, knock this thing out of the park. If y'all are going to work, then do the best at work. Come in there just ready. You ready. You ready for whatever. Like, I don't care. I don't care what's going on around me. I don't care what anybody has to say. If it ain't good, then I'm just filtering it out. It's all right. It don't matter because it doesn't move me anyway, good or bad, because I've got joy and I'm rooted and I'm good. I'm good all the way around. So no matter what happens to you today, no matter what happens to you tomorrow, no matter what happens to you next week, be rooted in your joy. Be rooted in what God says and has promised you. All right, so let's rock it. And I will see you guys September 1st. All right, have an awesome day. Bye.